What? You guys want another Oscar predictions video? This time for July of 2022? No, I can't say no to you guys. Just look at that cute face of yours. Alright, well let me start off by asking you guys a question. What is the difference between June and July? What's changed between these 2 months? If you answered nothing, then you got it right on the head, which is why we're going to continue with my prediction style of last month. This time, I'm only going to be looking at the actors and actresses that are either already in the conversation, or I personally would like to see nominated, or that people are talking about and I just don't buy it whatsoever. And like last month, these are just going to be in alphabetical order by just last name. And I'm only going to be talking about 20. And I know there's a heck of a lot more than 20, especially because I'm not going to be dividing these into lead and supporting. So, I know, get angry all you want. These are still the early months of the Oscars. I'm just going to be talking about things in general. Beginning next month, I'll have my full-on Oscar predictions, so be patient. Those videos are coming. For now, let's take a look at this next section. So, we're starting things off with Ana de Armas for Blonde, who quickly went from being a lot of people's #1 when they thought the movie was still coming out last year, to just completely off of their list now that it's become apparent that it is going to be an NC-17 rated film. And part of me understands why people would just knock it off the list. What are the odds that this is going to get any Oscar recognition whatsoever, even if she's fantastic? I think people are going to see that rating and just not want to touch it. But a big part of me also wants to be really hopeful that even though it is rated NC-17, that it still gets the push, and she delivers such an amazing performance that they just can't look away. So I hope that's the route. I think you can still make an excellent film and with that rating, and you know, some people just don't want their vision to change or be censored in any sort of way. So early buzz from what I've read here and there, just little snippets, is that it's really well done. But that's just me kind of picking things that just come my way. So I don't know for sure, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Let's talk about Cate Blanchett for Tar. This is one that I think maybe a lot of general audiences might not know about yet. I don't know if you guys are following this movie at all, but while doing my research and picking my 20 that I wanted to talk about, this is one that I really had to dive into and saw plenty of evidence to see why people would think that Cate is going to get the push and get nominated. The director Todd Field made In the Bedroom and Little Children, both that have been Oscar nominees in the past, especially for performances. So with that, I can see why a lot of people are thinking, yeah, Cate Blanchett, fantastic actress. With Todd Field, she's most definitely going to be getting in. But I am of the opinion that, you know, it's only happened twice. Twice is coincidence. 3 is the pattern. So if this does end up going all the way, I really got to start focusing more with Todd Field, and maybe eventually we'll see him get into Best Picture, Best Director. Yeah, it's an interesting question. So we will find out soon enough. Of course, got to talk about Austin Butler for Elvis, who is probably the one thing that a lot of people are saying is very, very good in the film. I mentioned this last month, but the movie itself is doing fine. General audiences are loving the film just as I thought it would, which makes me think it could be a Best Picture contender. Still kind of on the fence about it, but I think Austin has a very good path to get into the Oscars. And I think really the only thing that's holding him back is 2 things. First, it's still pretty early in the year, so maybe people are going to forget about the performance by the time the Oscar nominations start to come out. And second, I think there are a lot of really good lead acting performances this year. I was watching a video where they're just kind of breaking them all down, and yeah, he might just have too much steep competition to really break into the top 5. We don't know for sure. Some of those performances could fall through and just be bad, or maybe the movie can get pushed back. You don't know. But I think right now, I think he's right there on the cusp. If I were to be ranking these, he would either be 5, 6, maybe 7. He's right around that range. He's right on the cusp of getting in for me. So we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the year pans out. But yeah, I think this is one that I think a lot of the critics awards are going to nominate him and probably even give him the award. And I do think it has the potential to kind of just slip out, and you know what people are saying about Rocket Man, and just not really breaking into the Oscars. So we'll have to wait and see. And of course, I gotta put Olivia Colman on here. I make this statement almost every single year where it's like, oh my god, it's the new Meryl Streep. It started off with Saoirse Ronan, who I do still consider her to be the next Meryl Streep. She just hasn't gotten all the way there yet. She's still pretty young, but she's been nominated plenty of times already, even at her young age. So I think that's gonna stick to some point. But then we had Frances McDormand, who I'm like, oh, now this is the new Meryl Streep, because she's getting nominated every single year. And then, of course, Olivia Colman, who has been practically getting nominated every single year. So yeah, my words mean nothing now. We just have a bunch of fucking great actresses, and I'm all on board with it. So, Empire of Light, this is Sam Mendes. I think he could be hit or miss when it comes to the Oscars. I don't think any one way about the movie yet, but I am looking forward to seeing Olivia's performance and to see if she does get another Oscar nomination. Now, for Paul Dano, I actually wasn't originally going to put him on my 20, but I do think he's having a really good year thus far. I think with him coming out as the Riddler and the Batman, and such a great creepy performance there, I think that'll be a good stepping stone to possibly getting into the Oscars. Honestly, I think of him as like the Jesse Plemons, where he's had so many good roles but never really got nominated. And then finally Jesse got in last year, so this could be a similar trajectory for Paul, who, yeah, why the fuck hasn't he gotten nominated for something already? So, very good. I'm going for the Fabelmans. I don't think the Joker's quite gonna get in there. First, way too early, and they're gonna have something with him much sooner that I think they're gonna be able to grab on to more. But secondly, I think the mask kind of ruins a lot of the performance in the Batman. So if he does pull it off in the Fabelmans, I really do think that's where he's gonna get the push. So I'm excited. I think he's worthy of a nomination, definitely. Robert De Niro playing a bad guy? Hell yeah! So, Killers of the Flower Moon, I ended up researching this film quite a bit because, truth be honest, I had no idea what the film was going to be about, apart from who was in it. Robert's actually playing William Hale, who used to use extortion, bribery, intimidation to rise to prominence. And I'm down for it. I want to see a really good Robert De Niro bad guy. I think of films like Raging Bull, where, yeah, he was the protagonist there, but he was also goddamn scary. Like, it's one of those people that make you nervous. So I would love to see him bring that performance, but maybe even more evil. So really hoping this does push through and get him an Oscar nomination, or at least be a good performance, so he's in the conversation. Yeah, that's all I can say. Just being hopeful for it. Next up, Colman Domingo for Rustin. I mentioned this last month when I talked about the film, but this does seem like a movie that could have a lot of Oscar play. A lot of people just saying, oh yeah, it needs picture, it needs performance nominations, it needs writing nominations, the whole shebang. But if you are going to be taking a more cynical approach, I think you at the very, very least have to consider the possibility of Colman getting in. He is the protagonist here, playing a Bayard Rustin, gay rights activist. So really what they do with him really could be very impactful and important, and it'll draw a lot of people's attention. So again, just don't want to repeat myself, but I'm very hopeful of the performance. The Son is definitely one that a lot of people are keeping on their radar, so I do have a couple of performances from that film. First of all, Laura Dern. She's the ex who comes back into Hugh Jackman's life along with the son. And, you know, if this ends up being just a powerhouse performance for its actors, I don't see why Laura couldn't be getting focus to get nominated. This could be a film where multiple actors get nominated. And so I don't have a lot to go off of. I know it's a play, so If you guys have seen it or you know a lot about the play, maybe you can answer that question better. I'm trying not to ruin it for myself. I do want to wait until the film comes out so I can experience it fresh that way. But that's really all I have to say. This could be a great performance. Next up, somebody that I have absolutely no faith in is going to get into the Oscars, but everybody else does. Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Before starting this recording, I actually was just looking up other people's predictions, just wanted to see what other people were saying at this point in time, and somebody had him at number 1. Really? That's how confident you are that he's number 1? Alright, real talk. I feel really bad about what happened to him in Hollywood. That was fucked up. That was seriously fucked up, and I'm so glad he's actually coming back and being able to be in films, be an actor again, and really take on roles that maybe he normally would not have been able to take on. I am super happy for that guy. I hear he's a really nice human being, so I wish him the best. And I hope he continues to be in films and improve. I've never been the biggest fan of his acting. Now, to give credit, I don't think he's ever really had to really be a powerhouse performer. He's been in things that were just fun to watch. He did his job. He did what he was supposed to. But at no point, and even with his comeback, have I seen him in a performance I'm like, damn, he's a good actor. In fact, if anything, I've kind of been underwhelmed sometimes with his more serious performances, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I know so many people are confident, and I hope I'm wrong. I always hope I'm wrong when I talk negatively about performances or movies. I want a good product. I want good performances. I just don't see it happening. And especially not in Darren Aronofsky's The Whale. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you guys are right. But this is probably the last you're gonna hear me talk about him until I see what he's truly capable of. Okay, next I have Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. As I said, I was researching this, so she plays Molly Burkhart, who is the wife of Ernest Burkhart, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Native American. If you guys don't know, this is a story where somebody is killing Native Americans, and kind of the mystery and the FBI sends an agent to kind of investigate what's going on there. So definitely she has the potential to really give a good performance, since her people are dying or being killed. Really could take center stage and just, make the movie her own. So again, looking forward to it. I'm hopeful. Another person that I'm not 100% convinced is for Whoopi Goldberg for Till. Now, I know Whoopi has given some good performances. I've never been the biggest fan of her, if I'm being honest, and this does feel like another, what was that film that came out a long time ago now, where it was just a bunch of different stories. If I can find the poster, I'll throw it up here. But I just remember that one, and everybody saying, oh, this is her comeback. And I think she's playing like an abusive mother, or like one that didn't care, if I remember correctly. And it was just really underwhelming. And I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope she gives a strong performance and does make an Oscar return. But this is another one that a lot of people are talking about that I just had to throw on here to give my 2 cents on. Now, I know you guys remember last month how much I told you that I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once. So of course I'm going to throw in the performances here as well. And we're starting off with Stephanie Hsu. Now, I think while we have the other 2 performances that everybody's definitely raving about, Stephanie, on the other hand, is the one that I see get a lot of people leaving her off their list. Not that she's 100% off the list. She's probably like maybe in the top 10, but a lot of people just don't have as much hope in her as they do the other 2. And I can understand why. If you kind of stack them all up, she's probably my least favorite of the 3 powerhouses, but she is still a powerhouse. The speech at the goddamn end where she's crying, it's hard to not get emotional at that. And then I just fucking love her wackiness about it. Like, what she does in that film is fucking excellent, right? I do think she goes toe-to-toe with the other 2. I wouldn't knock her out completely. But I understand what the people are like, no, it's really the focus is on these two. So maybe this is me again just being hopeful just because I love that movie so much. But I do think there is the possibility that she can get in and get nominated, especially if the movie holds on to the love that is still going on for it. I can only, once again, hope. Back to The Son, we have Hugh Jackman, who I really would like to see nominated at the Oscars. I think he has the potential to take home an Oscar at some point in time. I think it just is going to depend on the year. But again, if we have true powerhouse performances in this film, we could be seeing that happening. At the very least, a nomination. Come on, we gotta at least nominate Hugh Jackman at some point, right? So that's really all I got. As I mentioned before, I really don't know too much about the film apart from the general synopsis, and I'm going to keep it that way until the movie comes out. Alright, so a lot of people are definitely on a Song Kang-ho high right now, and yeah, that's freaking awesome. I do think he's a great actor. The few things I have seen him in, I've really liked. But people are really getting attached to him in Broker. So I hope he does manage to break into the Oscars and get nominated. If not this year, then definitely sometime soon. I think he's proven himself, kind of like with Michelle Yeoh, where like he's been around for a while and definitely needs to get some sort of recognition for his performances. So I'm on board if he does get in. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I do hear he is really good in it. And that's really all I gotta say about him. Jumping back to Killers of the Flower Moon, we have Jesse Plemons, who plays the FBI agent who's investigating the murders. And yeah, now that he got nominated last year, his foot's to the door. I think we're gonna see him get nominated more. He's had a really good trajectory. If you see him in even like the small bit roles, like he's gotten in with the right people. He's gotten the right roles. So I do think he has a trajectory going on and could be an Oscar winner in the future. I don't think I've seen that performance that has really wowed me and like captivated me with, and I'll never get tired of showing this clip.
Well, you bet.
I've always enjoyed the camaraderie of good friends, competing in games of chance and skill.
Yeah. Well, we'll do that, but it's nice just two of us.
3 bags of Tostito scoops, I notice.
There was a special on these tonight. 3 for 1.
3 for 1?
Yep.
How can that be profitable for Frito-Lay?
Yeah, goddamn, fucking love him in Game Night. That to me is my favorite performance, so we'll see if this one tops it. It probably won't, but I'll still be hopeful. And now, jumping back to Everything Everywhere All at Once, we have Quan, who plays the father in the film. One of the sweetest husbands ever put to cinema. Like, that kind of speech that happens in the middle, I won't ruin it, but God, man, that breaks your heart. Maybe I'm in the minority on that one. I haven't come across too many people that were 100% swayed by it, but I fucking love him in the movie. I think he's great. Even if that speech doesn't tear you apart, he still has so many great moments, and moments that make you laugh. He's fucking funny in the movie. It actually gave me my first big laugh of the film. So I hope he gets in. He has quite a story, you know, being a child actor, then leaving because of the roles that was being offered to him, only to now come back, seeing Hollywood in a different light. He's been on a journey, and I hope he's honored at the Oscars with at the very least a nomination. I'm pretty sure Margot Robbie is a lot of people's #1 right now, and it's just through what people are saying about her in the movie. Like, the early buzz on the film, apart of it being a masterpiece, is that she is fucking amazing. Like, she goes fucking crazy in that film. And I actually didn't know about this until I started researching a little bit further, but she plays Clara Bow. I had no fucking idea about that. So now I'm really goddamn looking forward to seeing her performance in the movie. I mean, I just think, I think Fabelmans just going to be a huge powerhouse player. I think everybody thinks that way as well. So it's going to get a couple of acting performance nominations, I believe. I know I really just have her as of right now, but I think as we see more on the movie and more buzz come out of it, we're going to see that list grow. For now, Margot is on everybody's mind, and she is on mine as well. One that I would love to see but have no faith in whatsoever is Seth Rogan for the Fabelmans. Playing the cruel uncle that Steven Spielberg's character, if you will, kind of really looks up to and really likes hanging around. I think this is just going to be a fun, heartwarming performance, and that's about it. I don't think it's going to really blow anybody away. I think of Jobs, where he was the Woz, Steve Wozniak, and people are like, oh, maybe Seth is finally gonna break into the Oscars, and no, that wasn't the case. I think it's the same here. I don't have faith in him getting into the Oscars, but I like Seth's work. I've been a big fan of him since I was a kid, so I don't know. I can always dream. I can always dream he makes it in. Michelle Williams just seems like one of those safe picks. It's Steven Spielberg, it's the mother, it's, you put the two together, it's obvious, right? She's gonna get in. I just don't see how she cannot. I mean, unless we're really overestimating what impact she's gonna have in the movie, but it's his fucking mother. You think he's really gonna give the mother character a bad role? I don't see it happening. So I think this is a safe bet. If you want to play it safe, I think she should just be somewhere in your top 5. And that's really all I have to say about it. And lastly of all, Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I mean, I've already gushed about 2 of the performances, and I could gush about this one, but she's so fucking excellent in that film. Again, if you guys haven't seen that movie, you just need to. Just go out and fucking see it. And if you've seen it, see it again, because it's definitely worthy of it. And yeah, I mean, I can't put into words everything that she does in that film. Like, how many times, like, she's being shown and it's like, things are fucking jumping around and she's like, it's like a split seconds. Like, good lord, that had to take so much time and effort, and just, she's fucking funny. Like, the fights are really entertaining. She gives some really good, heartwarming performances. And she also breaks your heart at certain points too. Again, not wanting to go into spoilers. Yeah, she's just on another goddamn level. And if she does not get nominated, I mean, she should win, but if she doesn't even get fucking nominated, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Pissed! See that? That's why I did a piece of paper pissed. And that's really all I got for you guys. I know. There's a shit ton more performances I could talk about. Look, I don't want to be here all day. I know these videos can run pretty long, and when I'm just kind of listing one person after another, it can get dull. I get it. But I have fun talking about these things. I have fun looking them up. I have fun hearing what other people have to say. So if you guys have any ideas, please leave it in the comments below. I love to engage with you guys. I love to hear what you have to say and kind of just argue or agree or what have you. So do that, guys. Next month I'll be back with my full-on predictions. I'll predict everything because I think we'll finally start to get these gears moving. So until then, like always, please stay safe out there and have a good one.